I'm 101 years. The good Lord has blessed me with 101 years on this earth. I've seen 2 world wars, a man walk on the moon, and phones that actually talk back to you. But in all that time, the biggest bunch of foolishness I've ever seen is what people put in their bodies today. Folks nowadays want a pill to fix every single ache, and they want a shortcut for everything. But let me tell you something right now. There ain't no shortcut to a long, good life. My name is Claire Baker, and every doctor who ever told me to watch my cholesterol is dead and gone. Every single one of them. They come in with their fancy degrees, their clean white coats, and their new pharmaceutical pills, and they tell you to eat this and definitely not to eat that. Half of it is just pure nonsense, paid for by some massive company trying to sell you something wrapped up in a cardboard box. I'm here to tell you the real truth, the kind of truth that gets passed down from your great-grandmama sitting on the porch, not from some fast-talking television commercial. Health ain't about magic green powders, and it certainly ain't about these expensive diets where you starve yourself half to death. It's about the food that comes straight from the dirt, the food God gave us before we decided we knew better than nature. I've got 7 of them, 7 specific foods that I've been eating my whole entire life, and they are the exact reason I'm still sitting here talking to you today, with my mind sharp and my own 2 feet under me. Number 1, and this is the one they love to argue with me about, black coffee. Yes, Lord. I've had a strong, hot cup every single morning since I was 16 years old. Waking up before the sun, hearing that old percolator bubbling on the stove, that was the start of a good day. Now they tell you it's going to give you a heart attack or that it's going to make you nervous and jittery. Child, please, what's going to give you a heart attack is sitting around worrying about every little thing you see on the news. Coffee wakes up your brain. It's packed with polyphenols. It is a direct message to your body that it's time to get up, stand up straight, and clear the rust out of your cells. The good Lord wouldn't have made a roasted bean smell so heavenly if he didn't want you to drink it. But here's the catch. You just drink it black. Nowadays, folks spend $10 on a cup of milk and sugary syrup and they call it coffee. That ain't coffee, that's a dessert. Don't go putting all that artificial sugar and that chemical liquid creamer in it. That's the devil's work. And your body doesn't know what to do with it. Number 2 is God's candy. Berries. Any kind you can get your hands on, as long as they are real. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. When I was a little girl, we didn't have refrigerators the size of a Buick. We picked them wild from the thorny bushes right behind the house. We ate what the earth gave us when it was ready to give it. Now I have to get them from the grocery store, but I still eat a good handful every single day of my life. They're sweet, yes, but they don't have that fast, nervous, processed sugar that rots your teeth and your veins from the inside out. They're full of anthocyanins. I know that's a fancy word, but it just means the color. And just like my daddy always said to me, God rest his soul, the medicine is in the color. That deep, dark purple is what protects the fruit from the harsh sun, and it's exactly what will protect you by keeping the fire of inflammation down in your joints. Number 3, this one comes straight from the water. Fatty fish. I'm talking about salmon, sardines, mackerel, the oily kind. We didn't get a lot of fancy wild-caught salmon when I was coming up in Georgia, but we always had sardines. We ate them right out of the tin can with a cracker. My husband used to shake his head and call it a poor man's lunch. I always looked right back at him and called it a rich man's medicine. You see, your brain is mostly made of fat, and it needs good, clean fat to keep working right. Think of your mind like an old iron gate. If you don't oil the hinges, it gets stuck. That EPA, that DHA you hear the nutritionists talk about, that's the oil that keeps the engine from rusting over. It keeps your thoughts clear. It keeps your memory sharp. And I firmly believe it keeps the deep sadness from creeping in. They tell you to worry about heavy metals and mercury. I tell you to worry about having a brain that can't remember your own children's names when they come to visit you. I'll take my chances with the fish every single time. Number 4. This is another one they flat out lied to you about. Eggs. The whole egg. The beautiful yellow yolk and all. For 50 years, the so-called experts told us the yolk was going to clog our hearts and send us to an early grave. They scared a whole entire generation away from the most perfect food God ever put on this planet, making folks eat those sad, tasteless, cardboard egg whites. It's a tragedy, and it's a lie. The yolk is where the absolute power is. That is the soul of the egg. It's got that choline to build your brain cells, that lutein to keep your eyes sharp, so you can actually see the beautiful world you're living in. It's a perfect, complete little package of life. I eat 2 of them every single morning, fried up in a little bit of bacon grease, and my heart is still ticking just fine. Thank you very much. And that brings me to number 5. This one's going to make all them young folks clutch their pearls and gasp. Red meat. Yes, Lord. Good, honest, grass-fed red meat. The kind that comes from a cow that actually walked around in the sunshine and ate what it was supposed to eat. They tell you it's going to kill you, but your body is practically begging for what's in that meat. It needs that rich iron. It needs that B12. It needs that carnitine. Those are the building blocks that give your muscles actual physical strength, that keep your blood thick and strong. If you feel weak, if you feel tired by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it ain't just because you're getting old. It's because you're trying to survive your life on plain chicken breast, rice cakes, and tofu. Back in my day, people worked hard with their hands. They couldn't survive on bird food. You need the raw power that comes from the earth. And a cow is just a brilliant machine for turning green grass and bright sunshine into human strength. It's that simple. Number 6. This one's a little bit different. Fermented foods. Now, growing up, we certainly didn't call it that. We called it sauerkraut. We called it sour pickles. We called it raw buttermilk. My mother used to have a big, heavy ceramic crock sitting right on the kitchen counter bubbling away. It's food that is actually alive. It's full of good living bacteria. You have to understand your gut is exactly like a garden, and you have got to have good, rich soil. If you just let weeds grow in there from eating processed trash, you're going to be sick all the time. These fermented foods, they put the good seeds back in. They keep your digestion moving right, and they keep your immunity strong. A happy gut is a happy life. You remember that the next time your stomach is aching. And the last one, number 7. This is my little secret, my daily treat. Raw cacao. I am not talking about chocolate. I am definitely not talking about that sugary, milky junk you buy for $1 at the grocery store checkout counter. I'm talking about the real, bitter, dark powder. The raw stuff that tastes a little bit like dirt and a whole lot like magic. I take 1 good spoonful of it every morning and stir it right into my coffee. It's got something in it called PQQ. That's a mouthful to say, but what it does is a miracle. It actually tells your body to make brand new mitochondria, which are the little spark plugs for your cells. At 101 years old, it wakes up my brain. It gives me a little bit of fire in my belly. It's the best kept longevity secret there is, and it comes right out of the rainforest. So there you finally have it. Black coffee, wild berries, fatty fish, whole eggs, red meat, fermented foods, and raw cacao. That's the list. It is the exact opposite of what they're constantly selling you on the television, but it is the honest truth. It's the food that built me, the food that's kept my mind clear and my body walking on this earth for over a century. But I'm going to tell you one more thing before I go, and you need to listen closely because this is the most important part of all. It ain't just the food. The food is the fuel, but it ain't the engine. The engine is your spirit. You have got to have a reason to get up out of bed in the morning. You have got to have people in your life to love, even when they make it difficult. You got to have a little bit of faith in something bigger than yourself. You can eat all the grass-fed red meat and blueberries in the world, but if your heart is full of deep bitterness and anger, you are going to get sick and you are going to rot from the inside out. So you forgive people who probably don't deserve it. You laugh out loud even when your bones hurt. You turn off the television. You put down the telephone. You sit out on the porch and you watch the sun go down. You thank the good Lord for giving you another day to breathe the air. You do all of that, and you eat your eggs, and you just might stick around for a while. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've done enough talking for one day, and it's about time for my coffee.